All right, y'all, the practice today is gentle yoga meditation. So we'll take a little extra time at the beginning of class, a little extra time at the end of class for meditation. So you can have all the props you need here to set yourself up in a way that feels exactly right to start. So maybe it is building that structure so that you can lay your spine on the bolster and open up through the front body. If that's the pose that you've chosen, really take time here to notice, particularly through the front of the shoulders, the arms. Just feel the opening. Let's take a couple of clearing breaths. These breaths will be in through the nose, will sigh out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in. Again, deep breath. Big exhale. And now seal up the lips and continue to breathe. Maybe you even hear that sound in the throat. That's ujjayi breath. And that's just a little constriction through the throat that the breath travels through. It's intended to warm the breath as it flows in. Again, we'll take a little extra time here. Let your body relax. Let your mind relax. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Keep your attention on those breaths. And now bring some easy movement back to your fingers, back to your toes. All right, we've got a long way to move. So you are going to make your way on your time to an extended child's pose. So you'll want to remove all the things that are on your mat. Once you arrive in that extended child's pose, maybe you find a little movement, maybe you find stillness. Together, we are going to find a little, actually a bigger movement for the hips. We're going to do it a couple different ways. So we're coming up and out of our extended child's pose, and you're making a circle with your hips, letting yourself land back in that extended child's pose as you move the hips back. But as you come forward, again, it's a little rotation. Doesn't matter which side you start with, we're going to end up going the other way very shortly. So you're coming off to one side, then to the other side and pressing back. The next time you press back, switch directions. So you're coming up again to the side, moving through center, pressing back. Move at your pace. Feel free to close your eyes and just feel. Next time you land back in extended child's pose, stay right there. Keep your left arm long, send your right arm underneath for a little mini thread the needle. You can make this a little bigger if you'd like, sending the hips up a little higher. We'll pause here, 2 breaths. Same thing, other side, take your time to get there. And then come back to center. Let's actually move to an all fours position. So hands are underneath shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. I want you to visualize a cylinder. We're going to move our body around that cylinder. So think of a cat and cow, but you're also doing this little circular motion. It's like you're wiping the inside of the cylinder with your body. Move at your pace, no rush. Switch directions whenever you are ready. And then let's meet in a cat pose. So really focusing on the rounding out through your spine. Think here of pulling your hip bones in toward your forehead or your chin and try and engage through the abdominals as you find this stretch through the back body. When you breathe, your breath moves more so through the back of the body as you've got this abdominal engagement through the front side. One more breath here. Good, and then let's release that and let's take just a couple of breaths in our cow pose to reverse what we just did. So let your belly relax here. Slight abdominal engagement. You want to still find support for your back, but find here the opening as much as you can through the front of the body. And then let's find a tabletop position. Let's curl the toes under, walk hands and feet together. Finding a standing forward bend where we're hanging out for a few breaths. So allowing that upper body to be completely passive. Head, neck, shoulders relaxed. Let's begin to make our way to a standing position. We'll roll up one vertebra at a time. Support yourself with your hands to thighs if that feels best. Once you arrive all the way up, moving to the front end of the mat, have your strap kind of close to you. We'll work a little shoulder stuff as we move through our class here, or through this flow. All right, half salutes to start with feet hip bone width apart. Let's inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, open up through the front body. Inhale, lengthen up, swan dive forward. As you exhale, soft knees. Inhale, half lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep all the way up. Exhale, back bend. Let's make a change. Inhale, lengthen up. And then bring the arms all the way down to your side. We'll keep our arms at our sides with the palms facing forward. Soften your knees and begin to hinge from the hip, leading with the heart until the body moves into that parallel position. Yes, beautiful. So keep the head aligned with the rest of the spine. You're looking down to the floor. From here, you're welcome to stay. If you'd like a little challenge here, send your arms out in front. And then fold yourself fully forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, sweep all the way up, stretch up tall. Exhale, back bend, and then let your arms just fall back to the side just like we did. So you're opening up here, your knees are soft, we're hinging from the hip, leading with the heart, folding until the body maybe parallels the floor. Beautiful, y'all. Stay or send your arms long. Good, we dive ourselves all the way forward, stretching through the hamstrings, the back body. Your left foot will stay, your right foot will step back. We're going to find a warrior 3 legs, but grab your strap on the way and just sling it over a shoulder. So we'll come all the way up. All right, so let's focus in on our legs first. You're lunging through this left knee. And if you can kind of activate this right glute, you may notice that your hips may have been a little off. When you activate a little more of that right glute, see if you can kind of align things a little bit better. All right, your hands are on that strap. Let's just find a stretch through the shoulder, using the strap. And you're welcome to stay center. Maybe you bend one elbow, maybe you bend the other elbow. But as you hold here and stretch, notice if you flared out through the ribs. Try to find that abdominal engagement, core strong. Good. You pause, one more breath. Good. We'll let the strap release. We'll place our hands down around this left foot, pivot onto your back toes, and drop that right knee to the mat. This left leg is going to go back. We're going to find a bird dog with the left leg back and the right arm forward. So a little balance here, again, looking straight down to your mat. Spine is long. Now, if you'd like a challenge here, maybe you bring the arm and the leg out to the side, any distance. You'll notice as you bring the arm and leg further out to the side, it requires more from your core. Come back to center if you did go out to the side, and set your right hand to the mat. We're going to bend the left knee so the shin is perpendicular to the floor. We're bringing the knee in toward the chest and out and around. So we're just going to make some big circles here. Now, you're welcome to stay with that right knee to the floor. You could also be doing this in a down dog. So if you'd like to pick this up, I know that we're doing gentle, so this is gentle opportunity. Switch directions with those circles, really trying to find a full range of motion. Good, and then bring that left knee to the mat. You're in tabletop, we'll press back, extended child's pose. All right, so we have a little flow that we're going to practice from here, but let's just take a couple of breaths. I believe we did this one a few weeks ago. We are moving from our extended child's pose into a modified plank pose. From your modified plank pose, you'll lower down to your mat. You'll press up to a mini cobra pose, or you can make this as big as you'd like. You'll lower back down to the mat. Push back up to that modified plank pose and push back to an extended child's pose. You practice that one more time, inhaling, finding your modified plank. Exhale to lower yourself all the way down. Inhale to find a back bend of your choice. Exhale to lower down. Press up to your modified plank pose and press back, extended child's pose. Beautiful. We'll hold here. You're welcome to walk your hands to one side and then to the other if that would feel good. You could stay center. You could find a twist again with the one arm underneath, whatever you'd like here. We have a few more breaths. All right, we make our way back to a tabletop position, and you can choose here to move into down dog or just stay in that tabletop position. If you decided to move to down dog and you'd like a little movement, pressing one heel toward the floor at a time, feel free to do that. If you decided to stay in tabletop, maybe even just a little cat and cow would feel good here. And then together, we are moving to the front end of the mat. So choose how you get there. From tabletop, you could just step forward. From down dog, walking forward. You're at the front end of the mat in a standing forward bend. We'll roll up one vertebra at a time. All right, one more time through all of that with the right foot in front. So we'll inhale, sweep up. Exhale, back bend. All right, we're changing up again. Inhale, lengthen up. You'll find that swan dive, but really bend the knees. Try to hinge the body as you fold yourself all the way forward. Inhale to a half lift here. We'll pause. If you'd like to send those arms out in front, feel free to do that. Dive yourself all the way forward. Good. Your right foot stays. Your left foot steps back. We'll find a warrior one. So take some time here. And I don't think we'll use that strap right now, but I'm going to do a little bit of shoulders with you. So first, let's find that lunge through that right knee. See if you can fire up this left glute a little bit more. Good. And then let's take the arms wide. So you are rotating one arm at a time. You're going in opposite directions. So the palm from one hand goes up, the other one goes maybe back, maybe up toward the ceiling from the backside. So just finding a little rotation here. Yep, perfect, good. And then send the arms all the way back up. Place your hands down around your right foot. You'll pivot onto those back toes and drop that left knee to the mat underneath your left hip. The right leg goes all the way back for bird dog. So the right leg is back. Your left arm goes out in front when you are ready. So you're looking straight down to your mat, spinal alignment. Just keep that in mind. You can stay center with the arm and leg, or you could bring them out to the side, any distance. Perfect. We come back to center. Set your left hand to the floor. Bring that bend your right knee so that the sole of the foot faces the ceiling. We'll come into the chest first, out and around. Again, if you prefer to do this from a down dog, feel free to do that. So just getting a sense here of how the hip feels. And next time the knee comes into the chest, switch directions. Perfect, and bring that right knee to the mat. We're pressing back again, extended child's pose for a second here. Now I'm going to give you an option to practice rabbit pose if you would like. For rabbit pose, you are reaching back for your heels. So you're grabbing onto your heels and then you're drawing your forehead close into your knees. You'll roll yourself onto the crown of the head as you bring the bottom up in the air. You still have a hold of those heels, so you're stretching through the back of the shoulders. Again, completely optional. Release rabbit if you are in that rabbit pose, and let's bring ourselves all the way out onto our stomachs. Send your left arm straight out in front, reach back for that right foot or right ankle. The right knee is pointed straight back to the wall behind you. You're welcome to stay right here, or you could bring your forearm to the floor, elbow underneath the shoulder, pushing up into more of a back bend if you'd like. Good, we'll pause here a couple more breaths. Notice if you do have that elbow to the mat, if you're sinking into that shoulder, try and push up and out. Perfect, let's release that and we'll switch to that other side. So right arm out in front, reach back, grab the top part of your left foot with your left hand, point the knee straight back, stay here, or elbow, forearm to the floor, elbow underneath the shoulder. Let's release that. All right, we're pushing up and back. Let's actually do a little bit to counter that back bend. So we will find child's pose again here. If you'd like to vary it this time, you could bring your elbows, put your blocks in a place where you've got space between your blocks. You can set your elbows to the blocks, walking your elbows forward, bringing the fingertips to the back of the neck, to the shoulders, and then letting the head rest between the blocks, stretching through the sides of the shoulders as an option. All right, we will slowly make our way onto our backs. You will need a block and your strap as you go back. All right, we'll start off doing a little more back strengthening here. So if you will grab your block, soles of the feet to your mat, you are pushing the hips up into the air. You'll slide your block underneath the lower part of the back. So for a supported bridge pose. Now, just a couple of times here, we are going to push the hips up and off the block to engage through the body. So you might find engagement through the quads, the hamstrings, glutes. See if you can also feel your back strengthening, the opening through the front body, and then let your hips land gently back to your block. You are welcome to stay here, If you'd like to practice one more unsupported bridge pose, press up whenever you are ready, and feel free to vary this. You could step your feet or walk your feet a little wider. You could bring your weight into the heels, into the balls of the feet. You could walk your feet away from your body a little bit more. All of those options change what happens in terms of muscular strength, what is required. So you may notice more glutes in some areas, more hamstrings. Again, feel free to vary. And then when you are ready, we'll meet back in that supported bridge pose. And we'll do one more thing here to support or to stretch, the front of the hips. So send your right leg long and bring your left knee into your chest. Now you're welcome to keep your right heel to the mat. If you lift it off the mat, maybe an inch or so, you may find a little more opening through that right hip. So with that left knee in, you could grab to the shin or grab to the back of the leg if you'd like to draw the knee in a little closer. And if it's too much, doesn't feel good to be in this position, setting the sole of the left foot back to the mat is an option. Good, we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the left leg will go long. Maybe you draw that right leg in, maybe you grab behind the thigh, maybe you grab to the shin. If the left leg is extended, maybe you lift it slightly off the mat. Perfect. Let's let the soles of both feet return to make that supported bridge position. Press your hips up into the air, slide your block out from underneath you, and hug your knees into your chest. All right, so we are going to stretch more through the hips using our strap. If you prefer to put your legs up the wall and to do this next series, you're welcome to do it. I can lead you through both. So if you have the strap, you're going to place that strap on the ball mount of the right foot. And we have focused in on our hamstrings a little bit today, but we're going to take just a couple of breaths here. So guide your right leg in, maybe a little closer to feel a little more opening through the back of the right leg. The sole of your left foot could be to the mat. You could extend your left leg long. An inner thigh stretch is next. So the right hand has your strap and the left arm goes out to the side. You'll begin to guide your right leg out to the right side. So you decide how far over your leg goes. You've got that block pretty accessible to you. You could place the block to the outside part of your right leg to support you here. But you also, again, have that strap. So you decide what feels best. Try to keep the left side of your body connected to your mat. Perfect. We will slowly bring this right leg up. Grab the strap with your left hand and you'll begin to guide the right leg across the body to the left. Right arm goes out to the side to support you as this right leg goes across. Bring the right leg up. Grab the strap with just your right hand again and draw your knee in toward your shoulder for a half of a happy baby pose. So the sole of the foot is parallel to the ceiling, and you're drawing your knee in toward really that right armpit area, right into that right shoulder, underneath the right shoulder. Hold here one more breath. And then let's release that right foot. And we'll do the same series left side. So when you're ready, the strap goes under the ball mount of the left foot, and we'll start with a hamstring stretch. So you're drawing your leg maybe a little closer in, feeling the back of the leg lengthening. Inner thigh stretch. So you'll bring the left leg out to the left side, grabbing the strap with just your left hand, right arm out to the side to support that left leg going out, and trying to keep the body open to the ceiling, right side of the body connected to your mat. Let's slowly bring the right leg up to center, grabbing the strap with just your right hand, extending your left arm out and guiding this left leg across. Slowly bring the left leg up. Grab the strap with just your left hand again, and draw the left knee in toward the left armpit. Parallel the foot to the ceiling, half of a happy baby pose. Let's release the strap. All right, so we, in that series where we did twisting, we did inversions. If there is anything else here that you need to wrap up your practice in terms of a pose, feel free to find it here. That might be a full happy baby. It might be more of a twist on one side. It might be more outer thigh opening. Anything here that feels good, anything else that you need, find it here. And then let's set ourselves up for final relaxation. So you could set yourself up in the same way that you did to start class. You could move yourself to the wall and put your legs up the wall if you'd like. Or finding a pose flat on your back with either legs extended down toward the bottom corners of your mat. You could put the soles of the feet together, let knees drop out to the side, or TP your knees in toward each other. Together, we are going to practice a couple of rounds of box breathing. So in box breathing, it's 4 counts for an inhale, 4 count pause, 4 count exhale, 4 count pause. So I'll lead you through 2 rounds, and then you can decide if that you continue or you do something else. So together, let's inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4. Keep your attention here for a few more breaths. Let your next 2 breaths be the biggest, most relaxing breaths of class. Bring some easy movement to your fingers and toes. Feel free to stay here on your back, or you could roll to your favorite side and rest for a couple of breaths. Taking this time to acknowledge yourself for taking time on your mat for you. Let's meet in a seated position. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, exhaling your hands to your heart. Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Namaste, friends.